Welcome to Talk of the Town right here on C19 TV. I'm your host this week, Tim Foster, and hey, it's our Thanksgiving week edition of Talk of the Town. We hope you're going to have a wonderful Thanksgiving from everyone here at C19 TV in Cleveland Community College, and great to have this gentleman that I call a great friend. Of course, we're talking to the Executive Director of the Don Gibson Theater, Mr. Stan Lowry. Stan, welcome back to Talk of the Town.
Well, thanks for having me, Tim.
Stan, what do you think about the studio, by the
Hey,
way?
man, this is awesome. It's a
You
big
know
change.
about spaces.
I do, and this is unique, and it's very surprisingly, you've done a great job. Not surprisingly that you did a great job, but
Well, it is surprising
It is.
sometimes on that. Yeah.
surprisingly, this is the space sounds great. I mean, it just
Yeah.
sounds great. Looks wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about acoustics. If there's a man that knows about sound and acoustics, it's this gentleman right here, Mr. Stan Lowry. He's been a part of a lot of big events with audio, not to mention all he does at the Don Gibson Theater quite often with all the great events. But I appreciate that, Stan. It's great to have you here in the studio for the first time. It is our Thanksgiving week edition, and Stan's going to talk about a lot of great events coming up during the holidays and on into 2026 going on at the theater. But Stan, let's look back a little bit. And gosh, you guys have had a lot of great things going on. I want to start with your big fundraiser that just happened recently. Talk about that.
Yeah, we just had our big fundraiser, and it was a fantastic concert. Had Larry Gatlin was the headliner. We also had Gary Muldeer. I know a lot of you might not know who Gary Muldeer is, but he's a Grand Ole Opry star.
Yeah.
He plays music and he's a comedian as well, and he's fantastic. Got him to come down and open the show for us. And then we had a new girl, Brittany Kellogg. She is on the new TV show called The Road with Blake Shelton. And
that's on CBS, is it
it's
not?
on CBS, and she is still in the running. She's made it through like 5 or 6 weeks now, and she is still up for the grand prize. And she was phenomenal.
I heard she's talented.
Yeah, she is. She is fantastic. And then we had a local Carolina the Band played for us as well. They did some Oak Ridge Boys and Statler Brothers for us on the show. So it was a great show. Had a great meal afterwards. Some friendship and fellowship in the other room. All the artists come out and talk to folks, and people get to meet the artist. And
I think that's really neat. You know, you don't always get that at events, venues, concerts, but that's pretty common at the Don Gibson Theater in an event. And Stan, talk about the importance of these fundraisers for what the theater and the future of the theater and just what it brings to Shelby every year.
Yeah, we do one fundraiser a year, and that's in November, and it's our grand opening month back in 2009. So we picked that month for that, but also that's the month. It's a special time for us with Don as well. So, but what this does, this helps with programming, this helps with sustaining the theater, and this just pushes money into the following year and helps us out with a lot of the everyday things at the theater. We got to pay the power bill, we got to pay, got to pay staff, we got to do all of that, and this helps with everything. As far as help running the theater, and also a portion of it goes into booking new acts.
Yes.
So it's a whole gambit.
Yeah, people don't realize that you're constantly doing that.
Yeah.
Because you're like me. We're looking ahead as far as a lot of shows, productions. I'm already thinking about 2026, and you're already way ahead in 2020. You've been thinking about 2026 for a long time.
Yes, we have, and we've got acts booked all the way into the summer.
Yeah.
And we'll fill in some too. It's not that I book solid January through December or anything, but we do leave some gaps, and we'll get some of those artists that traveling through the area, and a month or two ahead of time, I'll get an email, and we're leaving Virginia and we're going to Georgia. Would you like to have so and so?
Yeah.
And so we fill in the blanks with some of those acts, and sometimes they're a surprise, and sometimes they're old favorites. It's a unique way to book acts, but I think it works for the Don Gibson Theater.
It does. Speaking of artists, and actually an actor, a Landman just premiered a year or two, and you had Billy Bob Thornton here in Shelby for the second time. I talked to some folks that went to that concert with he and the band, and they have really had a great time. Give me your thoughts about that night.
I tell you, Billy Bob Thornton is a unique character, and have you seen the commercial, the telephone commercial
Oh, yeah, where he's walking out in the desert, yeah.
Yeah, that is him.
Literally.
I mean, that's the way
So
he
that's
is.
not a fake.
That's not a fake. That's basically the way he is, and that is exactly the way he is backstage. You know, he's just like you know, he's not. He don't act like a big superstar. He's not untouchable. You can approach him, and he's just a fantastic guy, and the most generous and kindest person you would ever meet. Not like a lot of his characters.
Yeah, like
you know.
like on Landman, yeah,
On
for
Landman,
instance, and many
yeah.
others that we've seen
Yeah.
through the years.
But you know, a lot of characteristics on Landman is him.
Yeah.
You know, and I can see by meeting him, I can see some of those. You know, it's like two different characters on Landman. He's that tough. He has to be that mean guy, that tough guy. But then there's some soft parts too. You know.
Yeah.
And that's more him.
Yeah, and I just think about going way back in his career. If anybody, folks, and I think it's on YouTube somewhere, if you've ever seen him make the transformation to Sling Blade,
Oh, I
that
tell
is
you,
worthwhile.
yeah.
I mean, because that is just really phenomenal to watch anybody get into character. And you know, and we've seen great actors and actresses get into character. And we're getting off topic here a little bit, but you know what I'm talking about. That's pretty
Yeah.
phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, and he can do it on a dime too. I
Yeah,
mean, he
it's
can
crazy.
go from his personality to Sling Blade and just
Yeah.
like that.
One
you
of the
know.
greatest movies of the 1990s. Yeah,
That's
just
right, yeah.
phenomenal. But it was a great concert, right? You had a big
It was.
crowd, I heard.
We did. It was very, very close to being sold out. I think we only had a few seats left, 10 or 12, and but I call that a sold out crowd.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, the place was full, and every song, every story he told, everybody erupted, and I mean, it was just a great night at the theater.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about your movies. A lot of people don't realize, you know, we have mentioned through the years your summer movie series, but you guys have movies every month, and I know you've had some, and you got some. I know you just had Grease, and you've got some that'll be coming up. But folks may not realize you guys have movies every month, correct, in the theater?
Yeah, we do. We do once a month. We do a themed, some sort of themed movie. Most of them have something to do with music. You know, in the past we've done Ray Charles and
Yeah.
you know, a ton of other
They're kind of musical
artists.
biopics in some
They
ways.
are sort
Yeah.
of a little bit, and just like you said, the latest one was Grease.
Right, right.
And so that was pretty cool. And then coming up in December, we've got It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, and that's the one that you got to watch. And why not
Yeah.
watch it at the theater?
Yeah, and you know, it's pretty unique to see it on the big screen. You see it on your TV at home, it's just not quite the same
Right.
as seeing it in a movie theater, enjoying some popcorn and a soft drink of some sort. So,
Yeah, and I'm
yeah,
glad
it's pretty
that.
cool.
And the great thing about coming to the Gibson, it's not $30 for popcorn.
Absolutely, you know, actually popcorn's free at the Don
I
Gibson
know.
Theater, so.
Boy, I wish I could do that other places.
I know it. Yeah, yeah. I've got a friend in right out of Nashville. He runs a theater there, and they do a lot of movies. And he told me, he said, "I'm not in the movie business.
Yeah.
I'm in the popcorn business." You know, it sells a pail of popcorn for like $12. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's free at the Don Gibson.
It is free at the Don Gibson Theater. Before we go to break, Stan, and then we're going to come back and talk about the holidays at the theater and going into 2026. Talk about 2025. You know that I know we're kind of winding down November, getting to December. The year's, it's hard to believe it's wrapping up, but you guys have had a great year.
We have, you know, we've done more concerts this year than we ever have. From time that we opened, we did 38 concerts this year.
Wow.
And, you know, it's not quite one a week, but
pretty
38
close.
concerts for a small venue like ours,
Yeah.
I thought was pretty good.
Songwriter Symposium. I got to be a
Songwriter-
part of that. That was awesome.
Absolutely, that was fantastic. We got that planned again. It comes up in April.
Yeah.
April 3rd and 4th, or the first weekend in April. And hope you can participate again.
We're planning on it.
And
yes.
want you to be there and air it maybe on Channel 19.
I think
Let
we can work
folks-
that out.
Let folks see what's
Yeah.
going on there. We've got some good plans for some great talent to be there the night before, and then of course the next day. We usually have about 35 entrants come in, and phenomenal songs. I mean, they really do some really cool stuff, and you get to see the talent, not just local, but regionally. You know, we've had people come from 4 or 5 states around us to come to contest. We're giving away a lot of money for that show.
Yeah.
Miss Gibson is very generous, and she sponsors
Yeah,
that.
it is.
And,
It's not just your run-of-the-mill event where you pick somebody gets $100. This is a great event.
Yeah, they get probably a lot of these guys and gals, probably their biggest payday that they've had.
Probably is.
If they win. So
Yeah, it's a wonderful. All right, Stan, we'll hang tight. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Stan's going to talk about holiday events, concerts coming to the Don Gibson Theater, and we're going to look ahead. He might tease us with some great concerts in 2026 as well. It's the Thanksgiving edition of Talk of the Town, and we're going to be back right after this.
Arsenic, cadmium, fluorine, formaldehyde, rubidium, lithium.
Do yourself a favor and don't image search for exploding e-cigarettes.
What you don't know about e-cigarettes can hurt you.
Are you ready to take all this in?
Washington Outreach Ministries is one of the largest emergency food pantry in Cleveland County. We feed about 15,000 people a month. We have bi-weekly distribution every other Friday, and we serve them with all type of product, not just food product, but all type of necessities. Anything that they need, we have here and we can supply it. Food is available every day, but we offer bi-weekly distribution so the mass of Cleveland County can come through and enjoy some of the food products that we have here. And one of the main things that we need that sometimes people don't like to talk about is funding. We do fundraisers. We appreciate donations. Anybody that want to donate time and money, they're welcome.
Good morning. How you doing? Here we go.
Killing people dying, children hurt and you hear them crying. Can you practice what you preach? And would you turn the other cheek?
How you doing today, ma'am?
Father, help us and some guidance from above. These people got me questioning. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love?
Welcome back to Talk of the Town right here, excuse me, on C19 TV. Clear my throat. I may have snuck off, had a little turkey. This is our Thanksgiving edition. It's so great to have the Executive Director of the Don Gibson Theater, Mr. Stan Lowry. And again, Stan, thanks for being here again.
thanks for having me back.
And we hope you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving week. And whether you're seeing this before Thanksgiving, you've already had your turkey, dressing, all the, a little bit of everything. We hope you're having a good one. Well, Stan, the holidays are right upon us, and the Don Gibson Theater have got some great events going on in the month of December. Tell our viewers about some of that.
Yeah, we've got a couple really cool Christmas shows coming. We've got Leroy Parnell.
Ooh.
He's going to be doing his Texas Christmas edition.
Really?
And doing a lot of his, of course, all of his hits, but then he's
Yeah.
going to throw a Texas twist on some Christmas songs as well. So that's going to be.
What's the date for that one?
That's December the 5th.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's going to be an awesome show.
Yeah.
Folks have been buying tickets really well.
That's a
with it.
Friday night.
That is, and it's going to be a great time at the theater. And then on the 11th, we've got a Carolina Christmas,
Okay.
and that's Carolina the band. They're going to come in and do some Statlers and some Oak Ridge Boys, some of the old favorites, and then throw a twist on some of their Christmas stuff as well. They harmonize so well, and I just can't wait to hear some of those Christmas, some of that traditional Christmas stuff coming off the stage as well.
Yeah, that'll be great to get you in the holiday spirit, because obviously you can go to Uptown and have a little dinner and then come over for the show and maybe get a carriage ride while you're out and about. It can
That's
be a fun
right.
Christmas night.
That's right, it will be, and all the things that are going on around town, it just, it always gets me in the spirit.
Yeah,
It's,
absolutely.
time for Christmas, so.
Yeah, it really does. Talk about tours. If folks are ever interested in Stan, doing a tour, do you guys still do tours from time
Oh,
to time?
absolutely, we do. We have bus tours come in sometimes, you
Okay.
know, 10, 12, 15 people at a time come in, and you can just call and arrange that with Amelia at the theater.
Yeah.
And she'll schedule you a time, and you get the whole gambit. You get a little bit of history about the theater, get some history about Don Gibson.
Yeah.
And then you get to see the facility and get to walk out on stage, you get
Yeah.
to go backstage.
And listen, that's pretty cool because you let me do that one time where I got to walk down to the back, and you never know what signatures you may see around there.
Yeah, we've had probably 425 artists come through or bands come through, and all but 2 of them are on the wall. They signed the wall. Everybody has signed it from 2009 all the way till now. So
Some pretty famous individuals.
absolutely, you know, we've got country royalty has been there.
Yes.
We've had hip hop, we've had rap, we've had punk rock, we've had, you know, we've had a little bit of
You've had
everything.
every genre, basically.
We have bluegrass, you know, you name it, we've had it at the Don Gibson Theater.
Yeah, you really, really have. So that's going to be a couple of wonderful events that Stan's talked about to get you in the holiday spirit, and we hope you know, still playing. And by the way, if you want tickets, website, is that the best way?
Absolutely. Go to the website. The very best way is just call the box office.
Okay.
You know, talk to Amelia. She'll put you in the best seats that we have available. And
Yeah.
and if you've got a seat preference, you can ask her, and she'll, you know, try to accommodate you that way as well. Also on the website, you can go to there. And there's links on Facebook and on all the other places as well, Twitter and
Yeah.
Instagram.
I just enjoy talking to Amelia. If you hadn't met Amelia, she's really cool, by the way.
there you
She,
go.
she keeps Stan straight over there at the theater, right, Stan?
Absolutely, somebody has to, yeah.
All right, and so you know we're just right around the corner. We're going to kick off 2026, but you guys are going to really have a. Are you going to tease? Give us a little bit about what we might be thinking about in January, February, maybe March of 2026.
Yeah, in January we've got Legacy Motown.
Yeah.
It's an R&B band. They've been quite a few times. It's a favorite of folks comes in. When they come in, they really get into the music. Every song they sing, you can sing along with it.
Oh yeah, because you know it.
Because you know it. You hear it
Yeah.
on the radio all the time.
Yeah.
And but they're a phenomenal band. They've got a full backup band. Got 4 guys out front, and they do all the dance moves. They do everything just like, you know, they did in the past.
Yeah.
And it's a great time with Legacy.
And that is January.
That is in January, and I
Yeah.
think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's January 12th
Yeah,
or something.
the second week
So-
is, I think
second
you were
week in
saying.
January.
Yeah.
Some of the dates run together when
I'm sure
get
they
the book
do.
and all these
Yeah.
things. But moving on along a little bit in February and March, February we've got Williamson Branch.
Yeah.
It's a great little band coming in as well. If you like bluegrass, country, kind of crossover kind of thing, Williamson Branch is great. But then moving on into the summer, I'll tease you with a little bit.
We
We've
got to
got
have some summer teasers.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've got some tribute bands coming, and these are all brand new tribute bands that's not been to the theater before.
Yeah.
But you know, if you like, country,
Yeah.
we've got some country tribute bands coming. If you like rock and roll, we've got rock and roll coming.
You used to have a good variety.
Yeah, we do, and we try to spread that out pretty good throughout the summer. And summertime is when we do all those tribute bands.
Yeah, yeah, and you had some great ones this past year. You know, we were talking about the Van Halen tribute.
Right, Van Halen
And that
was
was
there.
right. You know, you think about, oh my gosh, all the wonderful hits, and that was I was telling you, unfortunately, I was out of town. I was wanting to be a part of that one myself. But yeah, it'll be another great year in 2026
Yeah.
of events. And hey, there's nothing better Christmas-wise. Christmas gift is getting some tickets.
Yeah,
right?
coming up in December, we've got our you buy a gift certificate. It's $100 gift certificate. You get it for $80.
Yeah,
And those make great gifts.
that's a great Christmas gift.
Yeah, and we sell quite a few of those, and then you can use that throughout the whole year for any show that you want. We even do some merchandise sometimes with it. If you have a few dollars left over, you might even be able to spend that at the bar. So,
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. Yeah, the
Yeah.
bar, by the way, talk about your bar and everything. I've had a few beverages there through the years. You know, just
Yeah.
you know, you've seen me, and it's a nice bar, and your staff's awesome. Just a great place to go out and talk before, after the shows. Talk about that.
Yeah, in the bar area, in the lounge area, we always have an opening act out there before the shows, and then
Yeah.
the bar is very unique. It's a retro.
Yes, it
it's,
is.
You know, it's not another one like it in Shelby or in Cleveland County or even North Carolina, really.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job, you know, designing that bar. It's a big half moon shape, and you know, like you said, the beverages are not bad either. So.
No, not at all. And great place and great conversations. Your staff's
Yeah.
really great with it that you bring in on that, and that's very nice. And talk a little bit about, Stan, one of the things that probably most people don't think about, the maintenance of the Don Gibson Theater. Everybody, well, you go in, it looks awesome, but you guys are I'm talking about with, you know, we were talking about our new lighting here in our new John R. Harris studio, but you guys, you're always having to make some changes. Talk about that, because it just didn't magically happen, right?
Right. In this past year, we just did an upgrade. We changed all of our lighting to LED lighting.
Yeah.
Throughout the building. That saves on money. That saves on changing bulbs and all of that. We also did a brand new layout, or not layout, but a brand new flooring, window treatments, and new decorative lighting in our lounge area. We get comments all the time from the artists that come in when they walk into that room. Can we play in here? This
Yeah.
is, you know,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, the floor looks great. We've got our big logo in the center of the floor, and with a tile floor. If you've not been by to see that, just come by and at
It's
least
really nice.
check that out. You know,
Yeah.
The lounge area is very unique.
It is very, very unique. You know, the other wonderful thing about the theater as well, and I think we've talked about this before, and correct me on this documentary, but I remember watching, I think it was the Shonda Pierce documentary, and at the very end, and that's a powerful documentary, by the way, because it's great to show the comedic side, but you see the really personal struggles that she deals with in her life and with her late husband and all that. But I remember, correct me if I'm wrong here, Stan, but at the end, I think one of the last shots is, because I believe your name and the theater, but the theater's ended there at the very end of the documentary. Is that right? Or am I wrong about that?
No, you're right, and actually, it's in it. About 60% of her
Okay.
comedy on stage is at the Don Gibson Theater. She came to the theater about 3 times during all of that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, right at the end, it's pretty cool. And out of all of the places that she travels throughout the United States, she asked if I would do that introduction.
And isn't that awesome?
And that is me introducing her as
That's what I had
coming
thought.
to the Don Gibson
Yeah, so you
stage.
made the documentary, obviously.
did, yeah.
You add to, I mean, it was a great documentary, but you, of course, added to it a little bit.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
you know, with that, they created an what is it, the ID
Yeah.
the
it's
movie thing,
yeah,
whatever
it's
it is.
ID, I forget, but I know
yeah,
what you're
but
talking
you know,
about.
so you can look me
Credits.
up on that,
Yeah.
and I've got one credit on there, and that's the Shonda Pierce movie. So
It's nice to have one credit in
that's
there in
right,
your life,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So I
Yeah.
got a page on there.
Yeah.
So.
As we wind down again,
IMDb.
IMDb. I'm glad you remember. I kept thinking, but you got it. As we wind down again, best way, call the box office website to get tickets
Call
for
it-
the holiday events and beyond, right?
That's absolutely correct. Go to the website, check out all the new stuff that is coming. But stop by and see us. We love to have visitors. So.
Yeah, it's really great. Before we wrap up, what's a Thanksgiving like with the Lowry family? Because it is Thanksgiving week. I mean, are we talking turkey? Is it turkey and all the
we do.
trimmings, Stan?
Yeah, we do turkey and ham. We,
Oh, you got a little ham in
yeah,
there.
we got ham. We got dressing. We do all of that stuff. But the best part of the whole thing is all 4 of my kids and all 7 of my grandkids are all there at the same time. So
7 grandkids now.
7 grandkids.
And that makes for a great day, doesn't it?
It does. I tell you, when family gets together, it's can't get any better.
Stan, we appreciate it. We just invite folks to come out and enjoy some great holiday concerts, and we'll have you back here in during the winter, because you might be able to give us some more info on some upcoming stuff on into the spring, summer, and beyond.
I will absolutely, because this week and next week going into December is when I sign a ton of artists. They start getting all of that signed before the
Before
new
the
year
holidays,
starts.
right, yeah, New Year.
Because they take off 2 or 3 weeks during the holidays.
Yeah.
And so they want to get all of that finished up. So I'll have a ton. Once I get them signed, I don't mind sharing those with you. So
I'm assuming for some of these artists, that's about the only break they get throughout the year.
yeah, pretty much. You know, they take a few weeks off at Christmas and
Yeah.
the New Year's time. So
Stan, thanks for being here.
hey, thank you for having me.
All right, folks, so go out and check out a great concert at the Don Gibson Theater. Story ideas, if you've got them, as we head on into the end of 2025. into 2026. You see it on your screen, info at c19.tv. I've been your host, Tim Foster, and we'll see you again next week for Talk of the Town.